Hi, everyone. Welcome to this live transmission. Today, I have as always, a very special guest with me. And now it's Miesha Johnston. And Miesha, I just want to welcome her because
Hello.
okay, here we go. Okay, now, welcome, Miesha. Welcome to this
Hi.
show.
Thank you, Isha. Thank you for having me.
That will be so funny. Misha and Nisha,
Isha and Isha.
welcome forward, welcome forward. And let's not get into the zodiac, otherwise it's even funnier. But
Yes.
well, here we are.
Two water
It's
signs. Yeah, yeah.
it's a pleasure to have you, Misha. And for the ones that know Misha, know that she has already a huge path. That she is an author of two books. One of them, one of them, I have them here with me. The Galactic
Mhm.
Genealogy, Planetary Origins, and she has also written other book based on the um, very specific programs, secret programs, and she she has a beautiful path. I will author, speaker, and a certified hypnotherapist specializing in multidimensional ET experiencer regressions, past life and parallel life regressions, and trauma recovery hypnosis. She offers galactic multidimensional sessions and is a trance channel who speaks many galactic light languages. In 1990, she founded the Starseed Awakening Support Groups. She founded. In 1991, she started the first support group for teens, children, and their parents in the United States. She's in her 12th year of her virtual Zoom support groups, which she has 3 times a week. She's the author of 4 books and 2 oracle decks. She offers UFO Night Watch tours with night vision goggles through Airbnb
Mhm.
Experiences. So, thank you for everything that you do, Misha. I can see that big part of your dedication goes in this support to people that have experienced. And before we go to explain, for the people that doesn't uh, have the pleasure to know about your path yet, but before we go into explaining what those support groups are all about, I just want to say that I had the pleasure to meet Misha in the Full Disclosure Now conference last year. And yeah, ever since I felt something very beautiful when I saw her, and now here we are. So I'm very much in resonance with your support. This is, like even why I have this book with me. So anyway, and we also have your deck cards, one of them.
Thank
So could yes, could you explain a little bit to the audience, to the family, uh, are these support groups about precisely?
Okay, so I started the support groups in 1990, and 91, 92, I brought in groups for teens because I had teenagers who were having abductions and ET experiences. So it was very important for me. And as well as I had their friends were also experiencers. So, and then of course I'd had the adults having a support group with them. And so I felt this is really a good thing. They must have some teenagers. So teenagers from the families all came. And so we had that group. And then in 1992, I actually started the children's and parents group so that parents and their children could come to the support group together. Kids, what I had them do is please have your kids draw some pictures of what they've been seeing. Is it dreams and whatever it was in the closet, in the dreams, in the windows, whatever it was that they were seeing. And so then when they would bring those pictures, then we discuss. And I think it's kind of like art therapy, for people a bit. And not only just children, but adults. It's very helpful for adults to see and be able to draw it, or at least see the pictures of the ETs they've had encounters with. And so, I use a lot of visual effects. And in fact, that's why this particular book, my Galactic, said that it was so very, very important for me to show people that there were not just grays, humans, and some reptilians, that there's thousands of different races, and so many different, and they're all humanoid races basically, but they're even beyond the humanoid races. There are other races of energy and other where they don't need to take a body. And so, in this, I've got, the fairy key people, all kinds of all different types of reptilians. There's even different types of reptilians, a draconian. There's water people, the whole thing about water people. Whoops, like the dolphins and the
It
whales.
disappeared.
Yeah, the dolphins and the whales and all that, and of course Atlantis and Lemuria and the connection between those places and off-planet family, shall we say. So so I started those groups back then and had them for it started in 90s, and about 1999 I moved to California to open up more groups there. And then I ended up there, and that's a whole different story. So that is good for another show, but not this show.
Yes. Yeah, I
And
know. I was thinking this.
back here again in 2011, and put my mother to rest, and then got back on with my mission. And since then, for the last 12 years now, I've been doing groups online. So I have my group, like for instance, Wednesday is, and I'd love to invite you. It is at 12 o'clock, and I do it early. I do 2 of these groups a month if I can, one an early one and one later one, so I can connect with different areas of the world, shall we say. And so I had the Galactic Light Language, automatic writing. We do dowsing. We do channeling. We work together. It's very interactive. And so it's the only group of that type that, for me, that I have that are interactive like that, doing the light language and things. The other ones are more about the sharing of the experiences and such. So then on the second Thursday of that's the first Wednesday of the month, the second Thursday of the month, I have, in fact, I'm going to show a little image, if I
Sure.
may.
Yes, please
If
do
I
so.
do this right, let's see if I do this right. Share screen, and Oh, it's going to make me start all over again with this stuff. Okay, StreamYard and allow.
Yeah,
All
there
right,
you go.
there we go.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's the first group. And then it's an ET group. So we talk about all the ET experiences, some positive, some negative. The majority of the ET experiences seem to be more of a positive nature. The ones that are into the more negative seem to be more into the combination of military, my lab abductions, and ET experiences. So then I have a hybrid
Yeah.
group, and the hybrid
Uh,
group is for parents, and it's also for um, parents of hybrids, and then if you're a hybrid yourself or your children are hybrids, and of course they do follow genetic lines with this. So a hybrid mother usually has hybrid children. Not every single one of them might be a hybrid, but some of them are hybrids. And then I do have a veterans and MK Ultra Secret Space Program one. And then I have an SRA survivor one. And then I have another ET hybrid one. This one is later in the afternoon, whereas this one's earlier. And so that one is for new beginners of starseeds, people just waking up, just realizing that they are much, much more than what they thought they were. And then, of course, every Sunday I have a 12 to 3 o'clock group. Then I have a targeted group.
oh, GC, interesting.
And then I have a Starseed Awakening Next Generational Millennial Gen Z and chat group, which of course
I
you'd come to.
yeah, no, thank you. The thing is that I deliver courses, online courses about the Gen Z, and it's information that I decoded, very much connected to my genetic memories, or how my memories and how genetics function, and how the genes were manipulated, and how to unknot what was knotted, and I called it the Gen Z, actually. So it's very interesting that, and it's not the, yeah, yeah, yes, yes,
So I'd love to hear more about that. And I'm sure in the
yeah,
group, everybody else would love to hear about that. So this group is not facilitated by me. It's facilitated by a Gen 3 Z or a millennial. But I do believe the Gen Zs have a very, very important, and the Gen, whatever the next one is, I don't know what is, uh, the the younger ones, I can't remember what they're, but I do believe that they have a very important mission on this planet,
yeah,
and they are moving into places of importance in our world so that they can assist and help and raise the consciousness and be there. Hopefully there's some of them that are going to be going into even the politics, to help with changing things that way too. And then I have another galactic language on the 5th Wednesday of the month as well, with channeling, automatic writing, and music. And with all of them, we also do music. We love to sing and channel music. And then I have a My Lab Twin Flame Love Bite group as well. So I have those different groups. Let me see for now if I can get back here. Stop the sharing. Yes.
yeah. Well,
So
that's wonderful.
love to
You're
hear
a
about.
busy woman.
What's that? Oh yeah, I am a busy woman. Plus all the other things. Yes, indeed. So
Yeah.
when you said about Gen Z, I'm really, really interested. What? Tell me more, if you would.
Well, I'm very much into genetics and how our body can function using ancient tech, which is the ET tech that is portrayed in all ancient temples and in many ancient texts and so forth. Because they are talking about the plasma body, they are talking about how specific energetic knots were created in parts of our brain, body, in order for us to create other torsions in very specific um, vertebrae in relation to where the energy is mostly compressed for us to have amnesia. Like everything is there.
Mm-hmm.
So when you start decompressing and releasing the dormant genes,
Uh-huh.
then actually you're moving forward into your genetics, into what we would call the next stage. And what actually, from the beginning, some of the races that came here to Earth and interacted with this genetic process, some of them were actually hoping for this moment to happen, for us to release the keys, for the primordial keys or codes of our blueprint as a cosmic race.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, through connection with very specific ET races that are in Egypt, because I was living in Egypt, they actually helped me to remember many of these things, to master my brain, my biology in many ways. And I called this opening up to the genetic Z. Why? Because our DNA Z, as you know, we have a DNA Z,
Mm-hmm.
is the editable DNA. So by this, it is I'm referring and I'm correlating it to as this gen that is capable to host the transformation from what we know today as a Homo sapiens sapiens
Mm-hmm.
into the human luminous, and therefore holding all the transformation of the luminous DNA without having been born with a different biological construction, like the star seeds that are coming now. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
like for instance, just one example, the people that is born with Rh negative, you
Mm-hmm.
know, they already have a different construction, a purer genetic construction, because the only the antigen which is present in the Rh positive, it's crazy. It's only present in humans, and it's an antigen. So, and most of the humans have it. And what creates and diminishes is a lot of it affects a lot the immune system. But that doesn't mean that it's bad. That means that we are meant to upgrade it. And we can,
Mm-hmm.
and we will, and we are through terahertz and so forth. So
Mm-hmm.
it's that along with very um, pristine information that is held in very specific templates that are still hidden, yet
Uh-huh.
that have been shown to me to restore that potential gene that is there already in dormant state, and that we are meant to activate, because then it torsions and it opens up to all this cosmic construction of our DNA, galactic.
So would that be like the 12 strands of DNA and the light bodies, the going into the crystalline body and all of those things? Is that kind of part of
Yes, yes, it's part of it.
it?
It's
Mm-hmm.
part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the only thing that I really want to transmit is that that gene is capable to take on all the weight of all the limitations that have been put on the biology and on the genetics, and
Okay.
transform them. You
Uh-huh.
know, this
Uh-huh.
is why it is editable. You know, this is why it can
Mm-hmm.
actually change. And it's very interesting that you said about the 12-stranded DNA. Now, I could go for it as that's also, you know, like I could go for hours on this topic. But
Uh-huh.
the only thing that I can tell you is that part of the limitations of non um, treated Rh positive, which is most of the humanity when you are
Right.
O
Mm-hmm.
positive, A positive, and
Mm-hmm.
so forth, it leads to the decreasement of the evolution of our molecular structure of water, ionization. It
Uh-huh.
limits it.
Uh-huh.
And also, it is limiting the 12 stranded DNA through the 12 transmembrane circuits, helixes that it has,
Okay.
because it's a mirror. So it's
Mm-hmm.
impressive. Everything is already there. So this is what one of the things that I teach to people, how it works,
Hmm.
so that they know how to come ally with their own biology
Uh-huh.
and give very specific commands and harnessing their plasma body, so that it's not only a visualization, it's actually directing, projecting through plasma, harnessing the plasma in the water, in the blood, at every level, and
Uh-huh.
therefore activating and deactivating.
Okay. Wow. Very interesting. Very interesting. Thank you. I researching that myself for sure.
Yes, yes, and I would love to talk about this further.
Mm-hmm.
But well, it did open up to the topic that brings us together today,
Mm-hmm.
which is multidimensional awareness and galactic presence. Because I was listening to one of your podcasts with Tyler Kiwala, you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Journey to Truth,
Mm-hmm.
and it was it's like it could be overwhelming as multidimensional beings.
Uh-huh.
How many versions of ourselves are there? And
Yes. Yeah.
and we think that they are out there. Uh, that
Uh-huh.
is the mirror. They
Uh-huh.
are in here,
Mm-hmm.
connecting through here. So how do you start dealing with that multidimensionality?
How do I
Being
what?
aware, how did you start dealing
Oh,
with that multidimensionality? You know?
yeah. Well, it showed up in hypnosis. Really, I think that was probably the very first thing, uh, and in my own hypnosis, but then also hypnosis I do for people, and I see that there was no way that it was past life, future life. It was all connected. It was the oversoul and the connection of all of them together, and and we're experiencing them right here and right here and right here, and it's everywhere, like you said. And so it would come up with people, and if we went to a parallel life and did some clearing, healing, cutting cords or whatever, it came back and affected this life. So it made a change for them. And I could see how it interacted together. And what we did over there probably affects over there, but we don't really know. But definitely what happens over there affects us here.
Yes.
Also, I saw that in a parallel life, you'll get a kick out of this. In a parallel life, the ufologist field, which I've been in since the 90s, right? Uh, it is predominantly a male oriented kind of thing and always has been. However, women and the divine feminine is moving into its rightful place, and they do believe it's very important. But in that particular life, there's flying cars, so we are advanced, and it's not necessarily did I look any different than I was. So it wasn't like a future thing. So it was just a parallel life. And in that life, the women are really revered for their knowledge and their information, and being very wise, and actually they're running the ethology and the spiritual uh, galactic community, shall we say, the spiritual community. They're the ones that are kind of in charge of it, and it's very, very funny. And the wonderful thing about it is because they're there, and it is not so much of the testosterone driven energy, uh, you know, it's advanced, and people are talking to thousands people. I mean, I talk to uh, uh, people in a lecture with people in the thousands. So over there, people are awake and they're learning and they're listening and they want to know. So, yeah, so I could see that definitely there's other dimensions. And in my regression with people, I could see it. So that's kind of why and how I work with multidimensional. Plus, I'm a remote viewer from my trade as in the secret space program, the My Lab program that they trained me to do. But I was already an interfacer with extraterrestrials and could interface and speak with them telepathically. So when I'm in a hypnosis session, I can see and talk to the galactics and help the people talk to their galactics.
That's beautiful. And that's so important because, you know, connecting with the memory, if we don't remember, then we don't get to connect with this reality that is so important with our multidimensional version of ourselves or nature mostly. So, and the memory, as you very well know, is suppressed, how I see it, through due to three reasons. The first one is because there is not, well, and they're all connected. If there is not a big emotion for like throughout that event, then it will fade away because the frequency is not being anchored into the neurons or into the memory cell, the cell memory. And the other reason would be precisely through trauma, you know, like it's fixated through trauma, hugely anchored, which is any big emotion that you might have. And the other thing, it would be because there is a biological dysfunction, to say it somehow, an eruption within your neocortex, or mainly the area of the hippocampus and so forth. So the thing is that if we ask ourselves, why don't we remember, fully remember? Why just pieces, you know, pieces thrown?
Yes.
And I do believe it's very much due to all that trauma that is present, you know, mainly, you know, I like in many of the cases, not to generalize, but, you know, and then trauma can only be overcome through love, feeling safe. So I'm quite sure that you are very good at inspiring that in the people who come at your support groups and so forth. So what would you suggest to the audience actually to empower their heart and stop listening so much to those thoughts of fear that for me are mainly not even ours? They're just continuously interjected by a very specific matrix that is harvesting energy through emotions. So what would you suggest to the...
It's a really simple one. I use that, and when they try to do any talking to me of some like negative nature or something like that, I will say cancel, clear. Now, we're kind of a computer ourselves. So if we just cancel, and clear that fear that they're trying to eke into you, and cancel, clear, this does not belong to me. I do not need it, and I will not accept it. I'm a sovereign being, and I'm very powerful. I mean, as you know, the people that are here on the mission are really, and this might sound egotistical, but I mean, but we're really not, you know, the slackers of the galactic, shall we say. We are some of the highest vibrations that they sent down here, and that volunteered to come down here to assist this planet to raise its consciousness and to understand that we are living in a matrix, and to cut through all of that and see it for what it is. and see the enemies for who they are, that they really own the power. They only have the power they have only have is the power you give them, that you accept.
Absolutely.
I do not accept their power. In fact, basically now they seem to be on their last leg. I do believe that the matrix and the veils are thinning, and that it is just a matter of time before people actually can start seeing. And I think we already are. We see through the peripheral vision of our eyes, and we see the other energies, or we see places, or we might catch a glimpse of a mountain or something, something else that we're almost there, and we're working on it. So I just feel it, just do not accept it. And
That's
stay out
I
of victimization and the fear. That's the most important thing.
That's a very important thing, because the moment that you play poles, then you are automatically attaching yourself to the other pole.
Mm-hmm.
So when you just stay there in absolute presence is like detaching,
Mm-hmm.
because then you know that we came here to actually fulfill a mission, and all of that is distraction.
Mm-hmm.
All of that is distraction, and that, and then now relating to the memories. Okay, all of that is distraction. Now what? How do I remember?
Mm-hmm.
And that's another good one. What would you suggest people, or based on your experience or what you have said, what you have heard from other people in your support groups,
Okay.
what are some hints for people to remember?
Well, okay. So, and to try to get through the amnesia state is, first of all, the very first thing, and realize that it is a block that's been put in place to keep you uh, down, to keep your energy and your frequency down. So you want to allow yourself to remember through. First of all, don't be isolated. Don't isolate yourself. Um, Unfortunately, your family is not the people to talk to in most cases. You need to talk to other people. So find a safe place, such as a support group like mine or other people's, to talk to people and go through these things that you have been afraid of, and see, oh, wow, I thought that was just me. It's not just me. It's happening to other people. So it is part of this whole matrix, this whole program. Um, Also,
Hmm.
groups are good to talk about it and everything. People doing sessions to regression, hypnosis regression, or just a regression. So sometimes people can just regress back to the closest memory that they have a memory of. Okay. And like we were talking, the amnesia usually peaks out through things such as trauma and emotion. So you take an emotional situation that you had. I'm going to give you an example. Okay. Okay, I'll give you an example of mine. When I was a child, I was with my sister in the same room, and actually in the same bed, and we were always frightened of the closet, and always had to shut the door, and we could hear this little squeaky noise. And one day I decided to find out what that noise was that we were afraid of. And it was early morning. They'd gone to school. I was a younger one, and everybody gone to school. So I went and I listened and followed that sound, and I found it underneath the staircase. And what it was these fuzzy little bear looking beings with little hoods, same size as me, little brown eyes that were kind of twinkled. And it was them. There was three of them. And they became my invisible friends. So I got through that memory when I faced that experience
Exactly.
first. So I found out it wasn't such a scary thing after all. So I told my sister, I said, well, they're just bears. I call them BGs the bears, is what I call them. I said, they're just bears. And she says, no, they're not. I said, yeah, they are. I saw them. No, you didn't see them, So you people who talk to are their sisters and brothers or their parents, see their kids have invisible friends, you need to listen to them because they do. Usually they're ETs. Usually there may be elementals. They can be fairies. They can be all kinds of different things, and they can be ETs as well. And so they were my invisible friends.
Hmm.
And so I faced that. And as an adult, you can do the same thing: is face some of your fears, because fear is just false evidence appearing real. That they have been made us to think that it is real by
Yes.
all the other games they play with the movies and everything like that.
Thank you so much for saying this because it's impressive how, based on something that it's true, like in this case, the galactic presence in this planet,
Mm-hmm.
they are taking that truth and manipulating it in such a way that it will create or could create fear on humanity. So then humanity starts to move apart and move apart and move apart. That's one thing. The other thing that's very important that you mentioned is finding people that sees themselves in your truth, because then you, with your own truth, that they will also feel comfortable enough to express theirs,
Mm-hmm.
and then all those shackles
Mm-hmm.
that created out of ideas
Mm-hmm.
that you were going to be judged, that you were alone, that you were, they will fade away as the illusion that they are.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you so much for saying this because this is one of the ways that I see reality.
Yeah.
That um, it's this very, how I have experienced it and how I experience it is that there is this subtle yet very powerful breakthrough where you stop being a peon or the result of the projection of the
Mm-hmm.
simulation, and then you move forward and start not creating your reality from an egotistic way, yet allowing your mission to be your highest mission to be, and creating resonance and the right people coming through, and then opening and expanding because you have opened up yourself, because you had been at some point your biggest victimary,
Mm-hmm.
by saying, hey, don't feel, don't say this, don't
Mm-hmm.
say that, you know
Mm-hmm.
and then you forgot at some point who was actually pointing out to you. It was yourself, you
Right.
know so
That's
yeah.
very. And actually, when I saw Star Wars, I it's the Ewoks. Actually, in my book, I don't have it handy, but in my book, I have a picture of the Ewok that um, like the Ewok that was in the Star Wars movie, and I stood
Hmm.
up, I stood up in theater, and I can't believe it. It's my Bee Gees the Bears, so it was really fun. And I saw in here Ewoks are real, look like little bears. Star Wars made them famous. Exactly, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And of course, the Bigfoot is in my opinion, is probably the Wookiee.
Yes, yes, exactly, exactly.
The Hollywood is mimicking our experiences. That's where they're getting it from. I will tell you that in the old days, I've been speaking at at conferences for since the 1990s, and we would see these Hollywood people. Sometimes they would admit it, most of the times they wouldn't. They were coming in and getting their information and their ideas from us. So it was funny. It was really interesting.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
makes so much sense. It's like
Hmm.
some artifacts that we have found that have the shape of the one in the Alien movie with Sigourney Weaver.
Hmm.
The
Yeah.
that race. There are
Yeah.
a lot of artifacts that have been found in
Look like
in
that.
Mexico with those beings,
Uh-huh.
and even as if they were pets, like as dogs in that same position,
Uh-huh.
they're guarding. So yeah, we have even one, like one tiny, which is a fetus that
Uh-huh.
came inside of a spaceship.
Uh-huh.
Do you want me to show it to you?
I'd love it. I'd love to see it. Yes.
Okay, hold on. In the meantime, perhaps you can tell the people a little bit more about
Okay.
whatever you want.
All right. Yes, so you have to pay attention to what your children are seeing, or that these screen memories are the common thing that they do put in place for people, for children, I should say, and people for sure. So you've got the clowns, you've got the witches, you've got the men in the what do they call it? The shadow men with the top hats. There's all these different screen memories that they make you see, and I actually would have these three deers that were like had these pointed chins and round heads, and they'd stand at my window, and I thought, oh, time to go. The deers are here. The baby, and I called them baby deers. So there's so much of that of your children that you did listen to and talk to them. If they've got invisible friends and if they've seen things, listen to them. Have them draw a picture. Have them draw a picture because that's the very best way to find out. Let's see.
Yes,
Oh
and
my
I will
gosh!
talk about
Yes.
that.
Oh my gosh! It is. It's the
It
alien.
is. It is. And it is green stone. It's not jade. It's
Uh-huh.
another variety of green stone. It is a fetus,
Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that.
and it was found in Tula, Mexico. All of this is dirt.
Uh-huh.
So,
Wow.
and this is like super heavy. I just brought part of the spaceship because it
Oh,
has
that's
also
the spaceship
the
it was
the
inside of? Oh, wow.
yes.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
There are so many codes. I also
Simple.
do codes and speak in light language. Actually, that's how I activate them because
Oh,
they love
yes.
frequency. Yeah,
Yes. I
yes,
I had a couple that were doing what you did and they brought them to my house and wanted me to look at them and they light language. There was no way I could stop. They wanted to
yes.
talk to me, the whatever energies inside of the stone. That's amazing. Look at that.
Look, actually, even the breath of life,
Oh
the
yeah.
frequency coming through
Oh wow.
her. And actually, she's
Oh, the
coming through
Karian race.
Quetzalcoatl.
There's a
Yes,
Karian. Oh, and there's the dragon race. Oh my
yeah,
goodness. Yeah.
exactly. It's the plumed serpent or the feathered
Is that
serpent
Quetzalcoatl?
Quetzalcoatl, which is a dragon. Yeah,
Quetzalcoatl?
exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Quetzalcoatl. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
And
And then it
here,
had another part of it too. Wow.
yeah, and look at all these codes.
Oh my goodness, and that right there is a time, that's like
Yeah,
a
it goes just in
portal.
there. Yeah, it goes just in
There's
the
an ankh
Stargate.
there's an ankh
Okay.
from
Egypt.
Egypt. There's
There are many,
wow.
many, many hieroglyphs that are Egypt-like and Sumerian, like cuneiform writing.
Mhm.
But here, these are other type of codes. Like for instance, this in the upper part
Uh-huh.
is definitely another type of code.
Oh,
It's
wow.
more galactic,
Yeah. Oh,
as
yeah, more
well as
interesting.
this one.
Oh, yeah. Is
And
a
this
Native
one is like
American.
the green ring or the green lantern
Oh, yeah. Oh, for goodness sakes.
type of.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Speaking about where they get the information from, plasma manipulation in
Uh-huh.
order to create forms. So it's
Wow.
very heavy.
Yes.
Very, very heavy. It is a non-organic stone. It's a crystal matrix. It has limestone quark, calcite,
Oh,
and some of them have like ferrite oxide, the wanted water, ferrite oxide, which is blood, but not related to sacrifices or anything like that. It's more about the transference of the genetics. This is why in their initiations, they
uh-huh.
would pierce themselves
Uh-huh.
to obtain their own blood and then put it in very specific uh, places to
Uh-huh.
transfer their consciousness. Even in the buildings, speaking about how everything is alive and how everything is consciousness, they would name the temples and put crystals in very specific parts of the temple to give the spirit to the temple.
Oh my.
Uh,
Uh-huh.
yes, yes, and that would be the heart of the temple, the crystal, the crystal heart of the temple.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow,
yeah,
that's
and we have
amazing.
dwarfs. We
That
have dwarfs. They have found now that you were mentioning about these little beings, they have found thousands of beings, small beings with flat skull,
uh-huh.
and they say there are legends that they were the ones that built the pyramids.
Well, wow.
Like yeah, no, like they and
And that's
even
in Mexico? Is that the pyramids in Mexico?
yes,
Interesting. Okay. Wow.
there is one pyramid that the name is the Nuxmal, which is the pyramid of the wizard. It's like a translation for it, but they say that a dwarf, the king dwarf, built it from night to day, three consecutive,
Oh, really?
and it was fully built. And here there are also those stories that these beings are so powerful that they levitate matter and they transport it through frequency,
Mm.
through the
Mm-hmm.
manipulation of the plasma field as well, like in Egypt, the Heka. So,
Right. Wow. Oh, it's fascinating. Interesting.
yes, yes,
Dude,
you should
thank you.
come.
Thank you for showing me those.
Yeah, my pleasure.
I want to
And
come on
you're
a tour sometime. Definitely want to come on your tour as soon as I get my health back.
that will be outstanding and it will be lovely. So
Mhm.
sending to you like a lot of harmonic frequencies
Thank you.
for sure. So with everything that is happening, you mentioned that you feel that we're already moving forward. We are there.
Mhm.
So do I.
Mhm.
What in due to your communication with the galactic community, what are the messages that they are encouraging you to transmit to humanity?
The connection that we are. For instance, they say often that we are you and you are us. We are one. They also the children, the hybrid children, say that we're a bridge to your civilization and our civilization, and when the time of great change comes, we will all be reunited again. So those are some of them. Often they're always helping us understand that love is the answer. That you can fight the worst demon in the world with love. Not now. I people have a little trouble with that, but I am saying you stand in your love energy and your love power. They cannot handle being around you. Period. That's
Exactly.
they got to flee. They got to get out. Okay. So they are all so they're always talking about love and how powerful if we bring in the love and vibration. Um, let's see. think some of them, because they're always, I should get my channel book, but that's okay. Mostly it's, understand that you have everything you need and everything you are is enough. Trust yourself. That's a big one too. Trust yourself. Trust who you really are, and not just this meat suit, but who you really are. Don't let the simulation scare you. Don't trust and believe in the simulation. I asked them about AI as well, and they said there is an organic AI, and there is one that we have been fighting for millennial, which is this what did they call them? I'm trying to think of the name now. And it's basically it's an artificial AI, but it's a very dark energy, and I can't remember the name of it. But they do say that people, AI is not inherently bad. It is what you do with it. Plus, when people connect with an AI and you hear them talking that they've got questions from an AI, that AI is very, very intelligent and can very well assimilate with that person as well. So they are picking up that person's energy and almost mirroring what they are thinking. Yeah. So I see that too. So one time we did have a guy come in and he said that I want to do readings for everybody with AI. And I said, not here. You stand on your own, not here. Because before we do any galactic light language, we always put a Maharic field and put a protection shield around ourselves. Because when you're out there in the astral, you better be safe. You better be protected, because there are energies that there's a lot more energies out there in the astral that would like to influence you in a non-positive way, shall we say, or attack you, or take over you, or whatever they can do. So it's very important. People need to be protected. They need to always know that everything is for their highest good, and those that they're speaking through them or coming through is only for unconditional love and for the highest good. And those words we say a lot in the group because we want to keep it that way, So that's what I would say.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing this up, because actually what I have seen in many ways is that also throughout the dreaming body, they are trying to access constantly. It's like a lot of people, instead of waking up, like fully energized, it's like waking up super drained.
Oh, yeah.
Like not remembering their dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Emotionally speaking, is like, so it's like, okay, going to meditation, coming back to access. So it's super important for people to create this field. You can create like a plasma bubble, giving those commands, as Miesha was saying, but so that when you disconnect from this reality, and to some extent you are capable to keep your integrity and actually access to what is truth. Because there is even, like the screen memory that they are placing in the dreams, that that's, you think that that's what's happening, and then it generates a lot of emotions in you throughout your dream. And actually you're out there levitating, flying, communing with the galactic community, like expanding one versions of yourself. And the one that they show to you is throughout an screen memory, things that provoke you, emotions and emotions over and over again, to continue nourishing that loop, So yeah, and then they harvest all that energy.
Oh, yeah. Well, they live off that energy, absolutely. And and even the AI is attracted to that energy too. So, Yeah, and I do believe, I mean, and it can be as simple as put a protective energy of love energy around your pink energy or whatever. You can do it all the time. Do it when I get in the car. You can do it when you go to bed. You can just realize that if you can imagine and believe it, and it, you can manifest it and achieve it. You definitely can.
Yes.
We're really amazing manifestors. Look at what we're manifesting right now.
Exactly. You're on a ship, on a spaceship, and I'm just in front of a Stargate. So
Yeah,
that,
right. But I'm
yes,
talking about as a whole,
yeah,
people are
um,
manifesting the simulation we live in. This,
yes, yes.
when we
Yeah, I
realize
know.
it's not there anymore, it's not there. We are connected by soul and by connection with each other. We can just become so much more powerful, and that's what we find in the group, because the group empowers people. Coming to the support groups empower people, not just the ones of the Galactic Light Language, but the ones even when people are working on getting through fear issues and stuff, when they realize they're not alone, when they talk, and even when they're triggered, it helps them to realize, okay, now I can clear that. I know what it is. So it's so important to and I really would like to see more people join the group. So many, so
Yes.
I'd have to add lots more facilitators, because right now I keep adding more groups so that I can get more people in. But I'd love to see people from other countries like Mexico. I do have one man from Mexico that comes, but from Mexico, and from a lot in Australia, a lot in New Zealand, and a lot in not New Zealand, Canada, and some in the UK and London, and Greece and Italy. But I'd like to see more European people connect to
Um,
the groups and come to the groups.
well, that's something very important because he talks to you about the area codes, the area codes of each country according to the land that they are at, the codes of the land, the codes of the government or the monarchs in that land, how they are influencing or not their field directly and indirectly. And this is one of the messages that I have like, gotten strongly, that it's very important for us to come into communities
Community. Hmm.
and at some point physically speaking. It's
Hmm.
very important for us
Hmm.
to come physically together,
Oh,
because
yes.
the speed, the rate in which we evolve when we are together can shift reality like this, you know
I know
so
exactly what you mean. I have a group locally, and I've helped people start groups. One started in Canada, and then another one back east and stuff. I'm helping them. I have all kinds of questionnaires that I put together for the last 35 years of doing these groups and stuff. And so um, I'm happy to help people get their own group together, rather physical. Like you said, physical is so very important. It's so, and when you come into a house together with people like this, you leave high as if you're
yes.
been drinking or smoking something, or you don't need to, because yeah, so that's very important. I'm glad you brought that up. That this, but ever since the lockdown, they they did that on purpose. They did
Of
that to
course.
stop the groups. And even in my group, I've been struggling to get it back going. I'm actually, because I did do night vision tours with my night vision goggles. I have many pairs of night vision
Beautiful.
goggles. So I kind of enticed them out that way to get them going, coming back to group. And that's how I got them off the quarantine kind of thing, is by having them come to a Star Watch and use the night vision goggles. And so, but I do see that people have got this new mindset that they're supposed to stay at their home and not join in with groups. So I'd like to see how that can change.
I do feel that, as I was saying, that they filter all those programs through truths, through very high spiritual truths, which in this case would be the hermit.
Oh
You
yeah,
go to
right.
your cocoon and then you generate that inner growth. The thing is that they are inviting you to go to that hermit state, but fully distracted by media, by what they are trying to put out in fear and blah, blah, blah. So then you're just rejecting reality instead of embracing it from within, which
Mm-hmm.
is like a whole different story.
Mm-hmm.
So because like how they have been showing to me is are the different stages of humanity is humanity would now be at a teenager stage.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
what does teenager need? What do teenagers need? If they go into isolation, they will go into depression, they will go into more confusion, suicidal thoughts, blah, 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 rejecting reality. So
Right.
what teenagers need is nature, is going out, doing network, connecting with people that make them feel loved and
Mm-hmm.
so forth. So now we are in that stage.
Mm-hmm.
We need that. So I'm very, very excited to see how that comes forward, like being all these huge minds coming together physically in specific places, creating communities, and then creating a network in between those communities and seeing
Mm-hmm.
reality shift just by the time that we already stay in public contact with the galactic community, like publicly speaking, like going to the grocery store
Yeah.
almost. That's common as that.
That's why if you know of a conference in your area, it's really important to go to those conferences. You will have such a great time and your energy will be lifted up and you'll be all set and ready for, to deal with life and all the other things. Yeah, unfortunately, like you said, being that that we are at about the age of teenagers, well, what do the powers that be do? Well, the powers that be know that flashing noises and pretty neat pictures and fighting and all that stuff with the games. I think the games are something that they absolutely brought in. They brought them in when my kids were growing up. And so and now 98-year-olds are playing these games and they're locked in. That is their life. Or you might be able to get them to watch a movie once in a while, but they're locked into the games. How can we stop this kind of it's basically taken over the kids. It's taken over the kids, the teenagers, even adults, really. Really, people will come home from work and go to the games and stuff. So this was their tool they used to keep us in amnesia state, keep us controlled, keep the fear coming in on a regular basis. What do we do? We have to do something, and that's unite with people. I agree 100%. We have to connect with people physically.
Yes, a hologram within the hologram. And the thing is that all those light stimulation, as you were talking, they are going directly to the amygdala in the brain, which is the one generating fear, well, the adrenaline, so it's like rushing and,
Yep.
oxytocin, like all kinds of neurochemicals, but not coming from the pineal gland, yet
Yes.
coming from the one that is directly connected to the reptilian brain.
Oh yes.
And like I just as I told you, I'm doing research about all the biology, and it was pointed to me to tune into a very specific biological implant located in the reptilian brain. And I found it, not me, a researcher, a neuroscientist, a Greek one, in 1984 it did, and it's precisely located in the base
Uh-huh.
where the input for the matrix
Yeah.
is, and the name is the enderestiform nucleus. So it's all there.
Uh-huh.
It's all there. When we know, then we, through frequencies, we are capable to actually activate and deactivate whatever it's in resonance to that high frequency that we are communing with through
Mhm.
talking to people like you, like the people that the family that is watching us. As the conference you mentioned, by the way, we will be going to Las Vegas, so it will be lovely to see you. We will be presenting, speaking at the Alien event, and we'll get
Oh,
to meet
yes.
there, and
Oh,
also
that's
John.
nice.
Yeah, yeah. So we will definitely contact you. Hopefully, we will get to meet.
Yeah, I might go to that one. Um
Oh,
I did I have spoken there before, but there was some issues. So maybe
oh,
it's time for me to forgive and forget. And
yes.
attend. I might do that. I might do that. That's the
Oh,
one at the Alexa, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm, mhm.
Exactly. Well, for some reason, it came up in this talk, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
It is.
yeah,
I've been thinking about it for sure.
nice,
So
nice.
that's cool.
Okay, so Misha, beautiful Misha, how can people reach out to you?
Okay, they can go to my starseedawakening.org. Um, actually, I can't put that anyplace, but I'm sure you have it, don't you? Or do I? Or should I send it?
Yes,
Okay, and they can also go to the one I showed you, which was the group calendar and stuff. You can look and see my calendars if you go to starseedawakening.org and then go to the virtual group. And I will tell you that I offer $22 a month to come to up to 14 groups a month. You can come to as many as you want in that month.
wow.
And it's $22 a month. And with that, you get 25% off a hypnosis session.
Can you like dictate the link so that I can write it in the
Sure, I
YouTube
absolutely will.
chat?
I will send it to you on Facebook. How's that? Because
Okay,
I don't know how, you don't have a chat here, do you?
okay. Well, I will be writing the link in the chat in YouTube so
Yeah,
that you will have it. I
don't
received
think
it, so I
there's,
will do it already.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't see anywhere where there's a chat on this thing here to do it. So I send it to you on Facebook. And that
Yes,
is
I
how they
already
can
see it.
join. And if you become a year subscriber, you do it yearly, you will save a lot of quite a bit of money. But you also, every hypnosis session is going to be 25% off. With the other way, it's one hypnosis session is 25% off. But with the other way, all of your hypnosis sessions are 25% off. So I want to help people. And when I'm doing hypnosis session, it's very important for me to help cut cords, cancel contracts, revoke contracts, cancel and clear things so that they're sent back to source for clearing so that you don't have any more of that garbage in you. And people all often, about 90% of the people get out of a hypnosis session say they feel lighter because they've unburdened themselves from all of that crap that they've carried on from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime to lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. So
Yeah.
that's an important part of it. And I do, since I'm a remote viewer, I multidimensionally can see in and see what they're seeing. So, for instance, if they're in a room and I see that there is some entities in there with them, I'll say, "Are you by yourself?" And they'll, "No." I say, "Well, who do you see?" So I get them to go look at things more. So it's a very important, to clear, heal, um, and find out what went on because the truth sets you free, plain and simple. If you, some people think, oh, I'm going to go into a hypnosis session, it's going to be scary and it's going to be bad. And they go in there and they find out these amazing, amazing lifetimes they've had. They may find out that some of their experiences they thought were negative were not. They were Indeed, like my galactics told me once, we do not want to have you remember. That's why amnesia is kind of that's part of the game for the galactic contacts as well, because we do not want you to have your life disrupted. And in fact, I would tell the kids, I have ET experiences. They come and get me and blah, blah, blah. And then this guy's are like, look like deers. And this guy's tall and white and all that. And what did I get for that? I got bullied. And I guarantee you, people out there got bullied. So it's important that you understand why you're not remembering it, and go ahead and let yourself remember. Give yourself permission to remember.
Exactly.
So then I do, with the chart that's in the back of my book, I do readings for people to help them find out what their planets of origin are, their mission, their because you're not just one or two things. You've been many, many, many. You've been a multitude of them. And so we find out people why they're interested in certain places in the world that they've always thought they'd like to go to, or they've been interested in, is because they've had lives there. So we go into lives as well. And then, of course, with my cards, my oracle cards, I do oracle readings for people to help them find out what the planets of origin are. Excuse me. Help them find out what their mission is. Help them find out what their ET experiences are. And a card just jumped on the ground. So, I don't know why. Jumping cards. So, the Pleiadians. Okay. So the Pleiadians are a good example of the cards, but the cards are really beautiful cards, and you can use them yourself. Yes. I'm now in the midst of not being able to sell any because I had to take care of my health issues, and so I have not had the money to get them published again, so to printed and published. So I'm waiting on that. But my books are all on Amazon. They're on video. On audio, and of course Kindle and paperback. So you can find my book there. And I would say that my last book would be the best book to get if you want to know about my experience, because I've had a wide range of experience. I've been born into an MK Ultra family and gone all the way, and to show that no matter where you're from, you still are light, and you can bring out the light in you and assist people and do your mission. So
what's the title of your last book?
Is You Can Handle the Truth.
The Truth. I love that title. I just love that title.
Yeah, you can handle the truth. And so that my galactics gave that to me. They always do. They led me to do that book, and so that's what I'm doing. And then of course I take people out with night vision goggles if they connect me through my website. Then I give a 25% off discount versus people going through Airbnb. Airbnb takes their chunk, so it's
of course
that price, But I did that, and I'm doing that because people, my galactics kind of got me all set up in that as well. Provided the money for me to buy these goggles that are like $4,000 or $5,000 a piece, and they for me to shift and stretch people's paradigm. So I talk to people from all over the world, and with the Airbnb experiences, from everywhere from China to Mexico to everywhere. And I love to be able to stretch their paradigm, shift their paradigm, help them understand that there's so much more information out there, and that I also help them stay out of fear. That's one of my other things I do too, is help them stay out of fear. It's also important, people need to know that the reason the government pushes so much fear about this is because they are responsible for bringing in a lot of the negative ETs, and so they would have to admit to that. So they don't want this to come out. They don't want this to come out.
No, you know what I do feel, I'm sorry to interrupt, is
Oh,
that
you didn't.
once collectively speaking, this is fully acknowledged, you know, like the bridge in between the humans and the galactic community as humans assuming their place as part of the galactic community, there
Yes.
is no way back to the illusion. There is no way back to illusion, you
So,
know, because the implications to that openness, it's huge. It's already accessing to their level of consciousness, to that level of consciousness, to so we really need to step up as a collective and acknowledge our multidimensionality is fundamental. And something that you said, the ideas that there could be like a lot of awful things coming through your memories is part of the idea that has been implanted.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Remembering is one of the most beautiful gifts that you can give to yourself. Not only what you have been, yet what you will be, or could be, or
mm-hmm,
can be,
mm-hmm.
because that's also memory,
Yes.
accessing to future, to past, to all the infinite field of probabilities, and you get to choose. You just need to face it first so that the whole field of opportunities unfold within you.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, thank
Absolutely.
you.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
If you're watching this show, please give yourself your opportunity to join one of Miesha's group. I know that I will be definitely connecting in one of them. So
And
thank you so much. Thank you so much. And please um, honor yourself by accepting yourself, by trusting yourself, by being yourself, not who you were taught that you are, yet who you are yet to discover and remember. So, are there any words that you would love to say, Miesha? Thank you so much for being
my,
in
my
this show.
my galactics would like to say something, okay?
For sure. Thank you.
Ilala sisha kokushananiha. Yoshanoki yashataya sanu yana. Yatashika shikamona. Una kashawayana wakasai shai shai shai. Yochashanaki wa no no shanakano. Yanachi nanashiktom. Yakdanakshonamna. Yenya sushanakwana. And the message is we honor you and we honor your life. We honor your planet that is decided to be part of the galactic and the civilization that awaits you. We honor you as the beings that you are, the people, the connections that you are making in your planet, that awakening your planet. We honor what you have done, the love that you have given to your planet, for the love that you brought when you incarnated on the planet is what is raising the rest of the vibrations for all. We thank you all for your mission that you are in the middle of, and we honor you to we we are here to teach you and assist you in any way that you would like. Yep, not. Yep, nine. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was so beautiful. And it definitely resonated in my heart. I was going to answer you. Then I said, ooh, then we will go forever.
Well, that's what we'd like to do in the group on Wednesday for sure. So please, if I hope you can make it. It's at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
I
thank
will love to be there. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
you.
And yeah, looking forward to see you in Las Vegas, the alien event. Get your tickets. and also in the Expo Bridge, the Bridge Expo in Dallas um, on October. Looking forward to see you all there. And yeah, I will be sharing more soon. So remember, as we said, one of the biggest peaks to actually rise the consciousness is coming to these events, not only because all the beautiful beings that are there presenting or speaking that have the honor to speak there, yet because you are coming, we're coming as a family, and the level of evolution that we reach and what we're creating at that moment in that space, it's huge. So see you all there, wherever you can come. See you at Misha's groups. Just be active. That's the important thing. Be active, embody, if that's what you choose, of course. So until next time, and thank you, Misha. It was a delight to have you here with us.
Thank you.